guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Just finished watching the match and Barcelona beat Athletic Club 1-0 at the Xavi Olympic Stadium in Montjuic. My mind is blown. I mean, the match was very even. You even could say Athletic Club had the better chances throughout the entire match, but Barcelona did dominate the play. They got a lot of chances, and in the end, it was the debut of Marc Guiu. 20 seconds, his second touch gives Barcelona the win. Absolutely unbelievable. La Masia pumping out gems left, right, and center, but most importantly, it gives Barcelona the absolutely crucial 3 points. The starting lineup for this match is on the screen right now. It was Ter Stegen in goal, a back four of Cancelo, Christensen, Inigo Martinez, and Alejandro Balde. Midfield three of Romeu, Gundogan, and Gavi, and a front three of Fermin Lopez, Ferran Torres, and João Felix. You can see the injury crisis happening at Barcelona. 6 first-team players out injured. You can see the line that we do have to currently line up with, but in the end, it did get the result. Now, the only goal scored in this match was scored by Marc Guiu. I mean, I am still in shock from what I've seen. I believe it was Inigo Martinez who gave a beautiful pass to João Felix, who made a beautiful run down that left-hand channel, puts Marc Guiu in immediately, and I cannot express this enough. Just onside. When they showed the replay, I thought it was going to be ruled back off for an offside. That's how close it was. So Marc Guiu timed his run to absolute perfection. He's through on goal. I'm thinking about to split this to Ferran Torres, and we're going to be 1-0 up. Takes on himself. Unai Simon, very poor. It goes in between his arms and legs. As he closes his arm, it squeezes right through the gap. Goes in, gives Barcelona the win in 3 points. Absolutely unbelievable scenes. So overall, the team performance rating on the night, I'm going to be giving it, you could say, a generous 7 out of 10. You have to take into consideration, of course, the condition of the game right after the international break, difficult opponent, thin squad. I think Barcelona overall put in a good account for themselves. To be fair, we leaked a lot of chances at the back. Inaki Williams had a good chance. Nico Williams had a great chance. 2 great chances. You had the shot from range, I believe it was from Danny Garcia. Ter Stegen had to come up big in a lot of moments. But I think again, Barcelona on the other side had a few chances as well. You had the João Felix chance. Had the bar. Fermin Lopez had 2. I would say with the second one though, a tap in, clear cut, timed his run as well greatly. He was onside, should have scored that. We had the Lamine Yamal chance, the João Cancelo chance as well. So I think both teams created a good enough chance. I think Barcelona, where they won this game, was in the midfield. We had a very strong midfield, despite the fact that midfielder played very poorly. We'll touch on that later on in the individual player rating section. Don't want to go in and on him right now, but I think we put a good account for ourselves, and of course, got the 3 points, got a clean sheet as well. Credit where it's due. I think in the situation that we found ourselves in with the amount of injuries we have, difficult opponent as well. I think the home atmosphere definitely played a factor. If this was at the San Mamés, I think we would have gotten cooked. I think at the San Mamés, 3-1, maybe a 4-1 battering, I think it would have been. So I think playing at home, huge advantage. We got to give credit to the spirit of the team. I think the team went out there, you know, they're like, you know what, everything's against us, and they're playing well. Referee had absolutely shambolic performances as well. You could have had 2 penalties for Felix that weren't given whatsoever, and every niggling 50-50 was given the favor of Athletic Club. Gotta give Xavi credit where it's due. I think his in-game management was fantastic as well. That played an impact on the team's performance as well. And you just have that good feeling, you know, again, we needed the win. You got the clasico this weekend. You have Girona and Madrid a point above you. You have Atletico Madrid with a game in hand. They're going to go a point above you if they win that game in hand as well. So the top 4 in La Liga right now, very tight. And we're the ones that are lacking behind by a point. Still undefeated nonetheless. That's, of course, a very important factor to keep in. Other teams have already lost to each other. I think the Atletico beat Real. Who beat Atletico? I forget who they beat them. And then Real Madrid beat Girona. So we are still a tad bit behind, but if we get that Clasico win, it will definitely boost our morale, boost our confidence in the push for La Liga. Again, João Laporta said in the General Assembly, I believe yesterday, that the priority for Barcelona this season is a good run in the Champions League and winning La Liga. So that's the priority, so we got to keep on with that track. I think, again, this match, credit to the players as well, coming back from the international break, traveling. Cancelo's only had a day of training. Gundogan, I don't even think, trained with Barcelona when he came back from America. So hopefully these players get much needed rest midweek against Shakhtar. But my goodness gracious, what a crucial victory for Barcelona. And in that regard, I will give the team performance rating tonight a solid 7 out of 10. Let's now get into the players' individual player ratings. So, of course, the goalkeeper and the captain on the night, Marc-Andre they're Spider-Man, and for me, Ter Stegen gets an 8 out of 10. I thought Ter Stegen was absolutely brilliant. He kept us in the game in that first half. Made 3 absolutely world-class saves. Was unbelievable. The reason why I've knocked him down points, his distribution today was shocking. Shocking. Gave the ball away twice in the middle of the pitch in very dangerous areas. Got away with it. His crossfield passes to Cancelo and Balde were very, very poor. His balls to the middle, very, very poor. I honestly can't even remember one pass completion, long ball wise. I think he passed it short to Christensen and Inigo. Of course, that's going to be completed. But apart from that, I think his distribution today was dreadful. But shot stopping was absolutely fantastic today. So I will give Ter Stegen tonight an 8 out of 10. Into the center backs, firstly, on the left-hand side, you're going to be shocked by this rating. And you're also going to be shocked by the fact that he is my man of the match. It is Inigo Martinez on his full debut start for Barcelona against his former club. For me, gets a 9 out of 10. Dare I say it, it was a Koundé-esque performance from Inigo. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. Controlled the tempo of the back very well. Crossfield pass, those long diagonals from that left-hand side is something that we've been lacking so much. That left foot provides us with so many different options at center back, because when we usually have either Koundé or Christensen, Koundé, Araujo or Christensen, it's always the one on the right hand side who sprays it out wide, but the one on the left never sprays it out wide. He always goes near side to the fullback or cross field to the fullback only. He won't go long diagonal to the wingers. Having that is very important. Defended superbly well from corner kicks. His aerial presence was unreal. Had that world-class block in the first half. It turned out to be offside, but it was going in from Nico. Absolutely brilliant block. And this is what you need. You need squad depth, and you need good players in that area. I think we do have that in the majority of areas on the pitch where we are lacking in a few sense. But, Indigo for free, looking absolutely unbelievable. I thought he was absolutely brilliant, and he is my man of the match, and I've given him a 9 out of 10. Next up, a center back partner on the right-hand side. It was, of course, Andreas Christensen. I will give Christensen tonight a 6 out of 10. I almost said 3 there. 6 out of 10. I thought he was average. I thought there were some moments when Nico Williams got him behind. Also, Naki Williams had his number a few times. I think his passing out from the back was fine. I think he controlled that tempo when Athletic Club were pressing a lot the defensive line that first 15-20 minutes. He was the one making it out of there. Again, only played an hour as well. I don't think he really did much. I didn't think his aerial presence was quite there either. It was all Inigo Martinez winning the headers. His touch was okay, but sometimes his passing in the final third wasn't that great. So I think he overall did an okay job. So that's why I've given him a 6 out of 10. Into the fullbacks now. Firstly, João Cancelo at right back. For me, Cancelo tonight gets a 7 out of 10. It is a game of not two halves, but two different perspectives for Cancelo. I think defensively today was brilliant. I mean, the amount of times he was in the locker room, I heard on Twitter, when he was changing into his gear after the game. He was emptying his pockets, and Nico Williams popped out. Absolutely pocketed him in this match 100%. The issue with Cancelo today is that going forward wasn't that great, especially in the second half when we're begging for a goal. This man would not pass to Lamine Yamal to save his life. Go for a shot, go for some weird-ass cross, swishes it back to Inigo or Araujo. Would not pass to Lamine Yamal whatsoever, even when Lamine Yamal is in great spaces. I don't know why that is. I think going forward today, Cancelo wasn't that great. Came into it a bit in the second half, had that shot, of course, that was saved by Unai Simon. I think he had only one good cross out of the 8 he attempted. Defensively today, though, he was brilliant. Also, passing dreadful in that first half. My God, he'd win the ball back brilliantly from Nico Williams or from Sunset, and then just give it away. Whether it was Ferran Torres, it was Gundogan, or maybe just gave it away. His passing was dreadful. The only thing I give, thing I have to praise for Cancelo is his defensive work rate. Going forward today, I don't think he was that great, but overall I balanced it out to a 7 out of 10. Next up, Balde at left back gets a 7 out of 10 for me as well. Kind of more so the same story, but I think Balde was kind of okay both attacking and defensive. Of course, I had to deal with Naki Williams for the first 35 minutes until Valverde put him at striker. Dealt with him very well. Going forward, made some good decisions, but still in the second half was making weird decisions, crossing it when he should have cut it back. There are a lot of moments when Balde is running down the left-hand side. He's got some space. The defender's coming with, I think it was DeMarcos. You look in the box, there's absolutely no one there. Cut it back. He'll cross it into no man's land. First half, though, he did well. He'd look in the box. No one's there. Cut it back. Of course, created a few chances as well for Fermin Lopez. But I think Balde was very decent in this game, so I will be giving him a 7 out of 10. Into the midfield now. Firstly, in the pivot, Oriol Romeu. For me, Romeu tonight gets a 4 out of 10. I thought he was absolutely dreadful. I mean, he won the ball back a couple times. Apart from that, he was dead. He was losing the ball willy-nilly. He was getting pressed, like triple team press, couldn't get rid of the ball. His passing was atrocious. His decision-making was abysmal. Nothing went well for Oli Romeu today. I think he won the ball back a lot in good areas, but when he wins the ball back, he lost it immediately. There were some moments in the final third where building up play, he slows it down a bit. There's some moments though where he connected well, I believe, with like the likes of Gundogan and Joao Felix. He's also getting in the way a few times as well. I don't think it was a good cameo from Romeu. And yet again, the poor performance from Romeu. He's been shocking in this match, shocking against Granada, shocking against Mallorca, shocking against Porto. He hasn't done well recently, Romeu, and now you're questioning whether or not his signing was good or not. He started the preseason very well, first few games, but now he's on a very, very poor dip of form. Of course, got booked as well, but wasn't the best cameo from Romeu, so I will give him a 4 out of 10. Next up for me is a player who I think was very underrated in this match for Barcelona. It was Ilkay Gundogan, and for me, Gundogan is going to be getting an 8 out of 10. There were a few moments in the first half where he made wrong decisions. There's a point where you could have sprayed the ball out wide to Ferran Torres, but he passed it very short. Apart from that, I think Gundogan was flawless. I think without Gundogan, we would have drew or lost this game. He was so influential, created brilliant chances in the first half. That pass to Balde, I think in the 9th minute, was unreal. Controlled the tempo very well. I think in the second half as well, when he went to the pivot, he's controlling the tempo, making the passes go forward, making those final balls in the final third. I thought he was brilliant. Gave the ball away a few times here and there, though. Like, there's moments when he would collide with Joao Felix. I think that was a bit annoying where there's no communication. Again, they're still trying to build that chemistry, but I think he's trying to, be the savior for Barcelona sometimes, Gundogan, because that's his mindset. He's almost an attacking midfielder, and he's playing at the pivot for the majority of Barcelona's matches recently. But I think Gundogan played very, very well in this game, controlled the tempo, had some great passing. He showed that composure as well in the pivot. So for me, Gundogan, I think it was brilliant, and he'll be getting an 8 out of 10 from me. And finally, of course, in the midfield, on the left-hand side, it was Gavi, and I will give Gavi tonight a 7 out of 10. Thought Gavi played well. I think this is more so of a game where you saw Gavi's ability off the ball. I don't think he got into the game too much. There were a few moments when he had some great passes out wide to Ferran Torres, when he had some great switches of plays to Joao Felix. But Gavi today, his work was mainly off the ball and winning the ball back. He was getting stuck in, pressing very well, making some nice tactical fouls, holding the press to, allow those other midfielders like Fermin Lopez at the time and Gundogan to come open. It was a very low-key performance from Gavi, but I still think he played very well. It wasn't low-key for me because, I noticed it. Anyways, I thought, again, mainly today for Gavi, it was his work off the ball today. He didn't really get on the ball too much, but I thought he was still absolutely brilliant. And for me, he'll be getting a 7 out of 10. Into the forwards now. Firstly, Ferran Torres at the right wing position. I'm going to give Ferran Torres tonight an average 6 out of 10. I think you could say that's a bit generous. I think starting this game, I'm thinking, all right, Ferran Torres at the right wing, where he wants to play. Show me what you got. He had a great touch in that first half that led to a nutmeg. Apart from that, he had the good pass for the Joao Felix crossbar, our first chance of the game. Apart from that, I think he was dead. I mean, there were a lot of moments when he picks up the ball and he just makes the weirdest decision. There's one moment in the first half where he's running, cuts inside, creates that space, and the defender's already on that right side, but then cuts back again to where the defender is. Thought that was poor. Second half as well, picks up the ball a lot. Made some good, I think the runs he made were okay. There were mainly a lot of kind of like Gavi's performance, a lot of dummy runs. It was a lot of, low-key runs to create space for Lamine Yamal on the right or Joao Felix on the left. But didn't really get into the game as much as I would expect from Ferran Torres in a moment where you want to see him play. I don't think it was dreadful, but again, more signs that Ferran Torres is better off the bench. So hopefully when we get these attackers fit, which I'm bring in Victor Roque in January, we'll see if Ferran Torres more off the bench in these type of games where I think he'll be way more impactful than he would starting. But well, tonight I will give him an average 6 out of 10. Next up at center forward and at left wing as well, it was Joao Felix. I will give Felix tonight an 8 out of 10. Very similar to Cancelo in the sense that it's roles reversed. I think, oh no, it's Cancelo, sorry. Very similar to Ter Stegen. I think Felix in his role today was brilliant. He was running more than Gavi. And when you're running more than Gavi, credit, you have to be given credit. I thought his engine today, Joao Felix, was brilliant. He was all over the pitch, running to make tackles, running to make space. I think 95% of his runs, he never ended up getting the ball because either the pass wasn't made to him or the pass gets cut out. Of course, had the assist for the winning goal as well. But I must say this, the reason why Felix isn't my man of the match and I gave it to Inigo Martinez is because I thought that Felix's passing today and also sometimes his decision making was poor. A lot of his passes were either too much on it, too close. There was one moment in the second half before Marc Guiu and Alonso came in. He tried to put this beautiful pass into Ferran Torres, which was the right move. I'm like, okay, put it through on that side. Overhits it to shit. Like, he doesn't even time it well. So I think his passing today is what really lets him down in my rating. But I think apart from that, from his performance, I thought he was brilliant, creating chances. He had a few, hit the bar, of course, in the first half. Had a good chance in the second half. Made some good runs over the top and behind. Good touches as well. Just couldn't get that final nick to get the goal. But I think, again, credit where it's due. I think his performance today was absolutely brilliant. And for me, he gets an 8 out of 10. And finally, at left wing, it was Fermin Lopez. And I'm going to give Fermin Lopez a 5 out of 10. I understand he's a youngster, give him a chance, blah, 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 blah. But I think in that first half, he was woeful. I think he was on par with Romeu. That's the worst performance. I think first of all, both his chances, I think, should have been goals. The first one, bit difficult, I understand, but I think he should be scoring that. The second one, a tap-in, 1v1 with the keeper, put it anywhere but at him, is going in. I also think that his touch today was so poor. There are a lot of moments where you're just like, okay, control it, spray it through the Felix, control it, put it out wide to Ferran, he's through. He just doesn't control it. I think he did very well. I think he did a lot better when he got moved into the middle. When Xavi brought on Lamine Yamal and Araujo, he got moved from the left to the middle. I think he did improve there, but it was more so like the things that he did well was that he picked up the ball, sprayed it out wide, good passes, good accuracy, but in the moment, final third, where you depend on your individual ability, I just didn't really see Fermin Lopez. I didn't think he did that well. I'm quite shocked that he survived the full 90. Oh no, he didn't. He came out for Marc Guiu, but I was shocked that Xavi did not sub him off for Lamine Yamal in the 55th minute, but he took off, went for more defensive changes. So I thought he was very lucky to play 75 minutes in this game, but again, it wasn't the greatest from him. I think you could argue they could give him a 6, but I've given him a 5 because I think I was so frustrated in that first half and the beginning of the second half where his touches were poor, decision making wasn't that great. I think he was getting stuck in behind but wasn't producing as much as he could have. So in the end, for Fermin Lopez, for me, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. Now for the substitutions, of course, the subs were Lamine Yamal, Araujo, Marcos Alonso, and Marc Guiu. I think they all came in, put in a shift. I think Alonso, of course, ran his socks off that for 10 minutes, as he should. 9 million net, fucking hell. Held the ball up a bit well, put in some decent crosses. Apart from that, didn't really get much involved. I think Araujo dealt with Nico Williams very well when he came and had to mark him for around 10-15 minutes. Again, that aerial threat with him and Inigo at center back was absolutely brilliant. Lamine Yamal, poor guy, could not get the pass from Cancelo to save his life. I think when he got the ball, Lamine Yamal looked alright, had a few chances that were, well wide, but they were trying to, waste some time. Had some great dribbling, great speed as well. Marc Guiu, bloody hell, I think he only touched the ball like 4 times, and one of them was a goal, so I don't really know how to rate his performance. He got man of the match from La Liga, which I think is hilarious, but what happened? He touched the ball again, scored, got a yellow card. I think that was it for the 14 minutes that he played. He got fouled, I believe, near the end of the game as well to get a Barcelona free kick. Some you could say are impactful. These were probably only 4 changes that were going to happen. I would have been shocked if Xavi made 5 changes, but I do think in the end that the substitutions definitely had an impact on this match. And last but not the least is, of course, the manager, Xavi Hernandez, who for tonight for me gets an 8 out of 10. 3 points, clean sheet. I see nowhere where I can criticize Xavi. I think the only criticism I can give him is that Barcelona struggled a lot, especially in that first half, or leaking some goals at the back. But I can't blame Xavi for Fermin Lopez missing a sitter, Fermin Lopez making a chance in the first half, Joao Felix missing, and the players' individual abilities. Again, the famous quote of Pep: the manager's job is to bring the team from the back line until the final third, and when you get to the final third, it's down to the players' instincts, tuitions, ability to finish. I think Xavi did that well. In-game management was brilliant. I was shocked to see Lamine Yamal and Araujo come on so early. I thought he was probably going to bring them on 65th, 70th minute. Brought them on the 55th minute. I would probably brought them on the hour mark, so he brought them in 5 minutes earlier than I expected. Trusting Marc Guiu as well to come in, that was a correct decision. I think Balde had some cramp, just didn't want to risk it, Brees and Alonso. I'm not expecting 5 subs from Xavi when you have the bench of a bunch of youngsters, so I'm not really going to, criticize that too much. I think Xavi today has to be given credit where it's due. Picked a strong lineup as well, a correct lineup, made the right substitutions. I don't really see anywhere really to criticize Xavi for this game. I thought he, in-game management was up to scratch compared to other games as well. So full credit for Xavi in this victory, and I would be giving him tonight an 8 out of 10. So that was a match review for Barcelona versus Athletic Club in La Liga. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. But the main thing I want to say, of course, is your thoughts on the performance, your player ratings, and your manager rating as well. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca.